Hey, what's up, Jabroni? Steven here, and welcome to my SmackDown Live review reaction, my thoughts on the overall show. And yesterday's Raw to me was pretty good. I enjoyed Raw yesterday. It wasn't the greatest thing. I mean, they still have the Jolly Rancher belt and all that other great stuff, but I enjoyed the show. I thought it was fine. And today's SmackDown, I was worried before the show. They started talking about that they were going to introduce new belts, and I was like, are we going to get more Jolly Rancher belts? And nope, the show starts off with AJ Styles in the ring, or not in the ring, in the backstage, talking shit pretty much to everybody back there. I think who was back there? Apollo. I don't know who was back there, but he was talking shit. He sees Dolph Ziggler with his head and like looking down, kind of like just upset about what happened yesterday, and he just kind of trolls him, makes fun of him a little bit. I thought that was funny. And then they get into it. So right off the back, in my notes I have here, I'm like, oh, that means that they're about to start a feud. They're going to have a feud between Dolph and AJ going forward. Once that happens and they break that up, they go to the ring and we see the glorious new belts. And when I saw the belts, I was like, I was praying. I was like, thank God. Like, these belts are gorgeous. The women's belt with the blue, beautiful. It's what it should have been for the the main one. It should be like that as well. Very similar to the women. It's the same thing as the women's one on Raw, except just blue in it. It's look gorgeous. I love it. And for the tag team titles, I hate the tag team titles. Like the way the design is, like I don't like them at all. But these look way better than the ones that Raw has based on the color scheme. Like the color scheme for these new belts are amazing. I love them. I think that they look really good with the color, the blue strap with the like silver. I'm digging it. I'm super on board with these belts. As for both divisions on SmackDown, when it comes to the women and the tag, meh, meh. We don't really know. Like these divisions aren't great. So what we get here, Shane and Daniel Bryan are talking about what they're going to do with these new belts as they're introducing them. And they say that for the women, they're going to hold a six-pack challenge, which I guess is like the new way of for like multi-man matches. They're going to hold a six-pack challenge at Backlash, which I love the new logo for Backlash. That giant L is super amazing. Yeah, the new design is very needed, and I'm glad that they gave us something different. So the six-pack challenge for the women is going to see Nikki, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalia. Who the fuck's the fifth girl? I don't know who the fifth girl is. I can't remember it now. Becky, Natalia, Nikki, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Naomi. I think there you go, 6. No Eva Marie because she's suspended, of course. And then for the tag team, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have an 8-team tag tournament, which is gonna have it's gonna be 8 teams, but there's only 6 teams currently on the roster, so that was interesting. They changed it to 8 teams after the amazing Heath Slater comes out. Yes, Heath Slater is amazing right now. When I made my top 10 saying he was gonna be one of the biggest winners, it was because of this. He's on TV. He's getting super over. The crowd is chanting like his name. They were chanting his name on Raw. They were chanting his name at SummerSlam. People are loving Heath Slater right now, and I'm loving Heath Slater too because he's showing like charisma, his heart. The best thing about Heath Slater is his mic skills. If you take that away from him, and he's just like a comedy act, and he's still a comedy act, but if you take that away from him and he has to do in-ring performances only, no, you got to give him a good comedy angle, and that's what he has right now. He has a really good comedy angle. Yeah, Eva's push is dead. Definitely. Like, her push is gone. Like, it sucks because they gave her a chance and her push is so gone. Actually, let me tweak something here because this is kind of small. So let me bop that up a little bit. Bam. A little bit more. There we go. Yeah, her push is done. Like, it's so done. But so the teams that we have are the 6 teams that are already there. So the Hype Bros, Vaudevillains, American Alpha, the Usos, Breezango, the Ascension. Heath Slater comes out and he's doing his thing, and he said he wants to be a part of. He should deserve to get some gold and get put into this one of these belts. They did a whole thing about him with the women's belt, and then he was like, "No, but I would love to be in the tag team." Belt competition or whatever. So what ends up happening is that they tell him that if he's able to find a partner by the end of the night, he'll have a match next week to determine if he's able to get a contract with Raw. So he's already over. So throughout the night he's doing these things and he's looking for a partner. And they're gonna find him they're gonna find them to go against, like who's gonna go against them. Because right now there's no other teams on the roster that can go against them. So who's going to go against these guys? Like, who's going to go against the partner that he does find later on throughout the show? But I'm loving Heath Slater's gimmick. He's so over with the fans. I'm super into this. The first actual match that we had tonight, let's bring that up here real quick. The first match that we had tonight was Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. Now, these are, to me, I love Alexa Bliss as like the young newcomer. I think she needs to do more on the mic. They don't let her do enough, because when she does do it, I think she does a really good job. She makes for a really good heel, and she's gorgeous, of course, like super gorgeous. And Becky Lynch is the best wrestler on the roster. Like, she's amazing. So this match to me was really good. I enjoyed this match. Great back and forth. Alexa Bliss beat her last week. This week, Becky Lynch gets the victory with Natalya and Naomi on commentary. Naomi seemed a bit nervous on commentary. She didn't seem comfortable. Natalya seemed very comfortable. And so it's going to be interesting to see who they're going to choose. I mean, the obvious choices make it seem like it's going to be, of course, Nikki Bella, who's going to end up winning the belts. Everybody wants Becky, but as we all know, Becky doesn't seem to get love the way that Sasha and Charlotte get love. So very confusing about that. But yeah, I'm actually excited about this six-pack challenge. What do we get next? Next we got the Usos versus the Ascension. And of course, when you see this on like the card, you're like, oh, this is guaranteed. Usos are going to win here. It's easy. The Ascension, nobody cares about them. They're garbage. They ruined them when they came up from NXT. They're one of the worst gimmicks, or one of the worst call-ups from NXT. They got completely ruined. So yeah, the Usos go over the Ascension, go out in the first round of this tournament. I don't know. The Usos, I thought, were going to get like a heel turn because of what happened on SummerSlam with the bickering and stuff, but I'm guessing that's not really going to happen. But the way that the winners are panning out, it looks like the next round is going to be mostly a faces in it. So it's going to be interesting where they go from that. What else we got next? Let's see what we got. Wait, no, did we have? Yep, we had AJ come down to the ring talking about his smack, how he beat John Cena. He did exactly what he was going to say. He's talking all the smack. For me, AJ has improved so much on the mic because of WWE. Like, he's doing such a great job, and he's been doing it for like ever since he got here. He started off a little bit rocky, but ever since he's got his footing, he is so comfortable on the mic, and I love it. Like, I'm loving how comfortable AJ is on the mic. So what happens here is he's talking smack. Of course, AJ and Dolph have gotten into it already. This is already 2 times before this in the locker room. Earlier when AJ came out during the ceremony, they got into it again, and that was when the commercial break happened. So of course, Dolph Ziggler comes out again. Security's around him. They're about to fight. AJ selling it like a madman, like looking like a boss. And out comes Daniel Bryan saying, "No, you will not ruin this show. What's going to happen is that that Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles are going to have a match. AJ, if you win, you get a title shot against Dean Ambrose. But if you lose, it's a triple threat match." All right, cool. I'm already excited because love AJ Styles, love Dolph Ziggler. Things happen later on that I'm questioning what they're going to do going forward, but I'm digging it. I'm loving it. The next thing that we get here is Carmella versus Nikki. And this match actually never goes down because a fucking Carmella heel turn. Like, pray to God, it's Carmella heel turn. I feel like Heath may get a big push. We have Rhino, Nikki plus John equal Nikki getting a lot of title reigns. Yep, I feel like I'm the only viewer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, pretty much, I'm so happy that Carmella got like a heel turn because, like I've been saying for weeks, she's boring. Like, she comes out and it's just cringeworthy because she's trying to fake like Jersey girl, trying to be Enzo. It just doesn't feel right when she's doing it. So I'm hoping this heel turn thing, I'm hoping she can play a heel well. All I've been hearing is that she's able to play the heel very well. So I'm hoping to God that she does amazing. But her attacking Nikki is awesome because Nikki is going to turn face, obviously. The fact that she was on the heel team at SummerSlam was clearly because they needed somebody, and they put her in there. But she needed to come back face because she's been gone for enough time that she was going to get a big pop. So super cool with that. What else do we have? What else we had here? Let's see. Carmella going heel. Then we had Bray. And if you remember last week, Bray and Randy Orton got into it. Not got into it, but as Randy was leaving and Bray was coming, they just kind of gave themselves a look, and the crowd went kind of like crazy. And that's what's happening now. Randy showed up here with a giant ass scar and giant ass like staples and stitches or whatever. And people were shocked because I personally did not expect AJ or Randy to be on TV, but he's here. He showed up. He said a bunch of stuff. Then comes out Bray Wyatt. No Eric Rowan, so I don't know what they're gonna do with him. But the way it looked last week was that the Wyatts were done. Now what goes forward from this, I don't know. But Bray versus Randy, I'm excited, but at the same time, it's gonna suck because it's gonna be a rivalry that again, Bray will lose, and that sucks because Bray always loses. Like, you're ruining Bray, you're ruining his thing. He's a god, he's never beaten in his whole gimmick, and he keeps losing, so it makes no sense. But I'm super pumped about this. I think I like the new Randy. Randy is more about jokes, having more fun. He seems like he's really into it right now. We all know that Randy has these moments where he goes away and he's just not into it. So, yeah, see, exactly. Just like the chat, Bray is going to lose this feud. Sucks, no women's tag titles or women's IC championships. I would have been happy with a women's tag champion title, but there's not enough women on the roster. There's not enough women. You can't do that. And the IC title, I don't want a secondary women's title on SmackDown unless it was a tag team title. I agree, Jackson. Bray will lose this. He will lose this rivalry because he loses every rivalry. What's going to happen going forward, I don't know, but Bray will lose this. It will be fun to watch. It will be amazing. We will have a lot of fun with it, but he will lose. Next, I guess this is where the images ran out, apparently. Let me see here. Maybe I can find some images for this American Alpha Breezango. Maybe. Nope. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got some images now. Where am I? Oh, this is the Randy section when he came out. And then we had, when was this? After the Randy thing, we had a segment with Brock, with Shane talking about the Brock thing and saying that it's not over. Now, people are speculating that this is going to mean Shane versus Brock. There is no fucking way in hell that Shane's getting in the ring with Brock Lesnar. Just no way, because he's dangerous. I don't know. It's not going to happen. It just won't happen. I don't know what they mean by it's not over, but it's not happening. Just can't see it happening. Then we had American Alpha versus Breezango. Of course, we all knew American Alpha was going to win, but I was shocked at how good this match actually was. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. I had fun with this match. My problems with... Maybe not this match. My problems with American Alpha right now is that they're cookie cutter as fuck. They are cookie cutter to the nth degree. They come out, they're just happy to be there. Very like Apollo Crews. Where Apollo Crews, I'm like, dude, do something. Show some charisma. Show something. Instead, he's just the guy that's happy to be there. And that's the same thing that American Alpha is doing. And if it wasn't because I love them on Breaking Ground and I love them on NXT, I'd be looking at them and I'm like, you guys are cookie cutter good guys that are just cheering all the time and just with a big ass smile. It bothers me. So I'm hoping that you guys are able to do something more beyond that, but I don't know. I can't really. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with their gimmick. They need to have. This is why I was hoping that Kurt Angle would have been with them, because it would have given them something, some type of angle. But instead, it's just we're happy to be here, guys. We're happy to be here, and I want them to be the tag team champions on SmackDown because they deserve from their wrestling skills and how far they've come. But man, are they boring when it comes to everything else. They're just the excited guys to be there. What else do we have here? Next, we had the Wacky Dean. I just wrote that. He had an interview with before the main event of the night. So during the American Alpha match, we also had Heath Slater finding his tag team partner. He was going through the night. He had a conversation with The Miz while The Miz was talking to Spielberg, of course, and Heath Slater was thinking that he was talking to him, but it wasn't, and it was a whole thing. Then he went and talked to Arn Anderson, trying to find a tag team partner, and when that didn't happen, he's just kind of slumped down, and from behind comes Rhino, puts his hand up there and talks about the pool, and it felt like a very Big Brothers thing. Like, did we just become tag team champions? Like, are we tag team partners? So it's gonna be Rhino and Heath Slater versus a mystery opponent, I'm guessing, because there's only 2 more teams left on SmackDown, so you have to find another one for next week. I'm assuming it'll be the Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains, and as much as I want the Hype Bros to win, I'm assuming it's gonna be the Vaudevillains, and I don't know what's gonna happen here. But I'm super cool with that. Like, I'm super cool with Rhino and Heath Slater. They seem to have really good chemistry, and I'm very much digging it. All right, so before I move on to the final, let's see what's happening in the chat right now. The women's title doesn't look bad, but it gives off the Universal title feel design-wise, but it looks fine. I like the title a lot. It's exactly like the women's title on Raw, just blue, like with the blue background. I like that a lot. You have a feeling Kurt Hawkins will be misused. Right now, Kurt Hawkins has got the Chuck Norris thing, and I like it. So I'm cool with it. I don't know what that means. Yep, Kurt was never a star. Kurt Angle was never a star. Wait, you don't think Kurt Angle was ever a star? Oh, whoa. We need Team Angle 2.0. I agree. All right, so let's get to the final match of the evening, which was Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles, and they put on, for me, a pay-per-view quality match. This match was really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Back and forth. Dolph looked strong. AJ looked strong. Dean was killing it on the commentary. I loved it. For all the dumb shit JBL and Atunga say, Dean was there and Dean was doing a hell of a job. This match goes back and forth. At one point, Dolph hits the turnbuckle super bad, super hard, and it looked like he got really bad whiplash. But in the end, AJ ends up winning, and it's not a triple threat, which makes me question what they're gonna do with Dolph going forward. Because I thought that it would have been an easy way to just write this as a triple threat and maybe have Dolph be included in this little feud. All three of them are working, and then you have a good main story, a good secondary story with Randy Orton and Bray. The tag team tournament, the women's tournament. You see what I'm saying? You have core elements. I'm assuming this is where the Kalisto, Kalisto Baron Corbin thing will be at Backlash. You know what I mean? There would have been secondary stuff that you could have done here. So I don't know what you do with Dolph now. Does Dolph turn heel because he lost and he goes after Apollo, helping Apollo go over? Is that what's gonna happen? If Dolph isn't in the main event and Dolph isn't in a story and Apollo Crews doesn't have a story, does Dolph go after The Miz in the title? Right now, The Miz has nothing to do. So it's crazy that we have a SmackDown and the second biggest title is getting no play right now. It's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much what brings us to the end of SmackDown. Honestly, nothing really major else happened. I think. Let's see what the chat is saying here. The KFC segment, I wasn't even gonna bring that up because that was hot garbage equally when it was shown on SummerSlam or whenever the fuck it was shown last week. You're saying Kurt Hawkins was never over? No, Kurt Hawkins was never anything. I think he was a part of the Edgeheads, and that's about it. And yeah, he never really had much. Maybe the NXT Women's Tag Titles or TV Championships. No, those are gonna stay down there. I've always thought if it would have been cool to have a TV Championship, like a title that's defended every single time it's on TV, like SmackDown, like Raw. I've always thought that would have been really cool. I'm not sure why Raw and SmackDown don't have that, because that would have been awesome. SmackDown felt very fresh, well booked, but more work to be done. I agree, but when it comes to the players that are in, when it comes to what they did with SmackDown, I enjoyed it this week. I liked what they did a lot more than what Raw did. I didn't like their Reigns is back in the mix, how weak they make Rusev look. The Finn Balor thing you can't really control, but it did suck. But I'm cool with the way that SmackDown was this week. I enjoyed most of it. I don't think I was bored for anything really, except for I guess the 2 tag team matches could have been better, but they were fine. The American Alpha one, yeah, they're cookie cutter, but the match was good. And as for the Usos one, it's the Usos and the Ascension. I personally can give 2 shits about the Usos, and the Ascension is being booked horribly. So if you guys have any questions before we get out of here, you asked me earlier about the Dudley Boys, and I kind of said what I said, but I don't know what they're going to do with the Dudley Boys, because what I heard is that they were actually going to retire. But then I also heard that they had some contract talks that fell through. There were rumors that they were going to, for a while, they've been building up like this thing where they've been hitting each other by accident, and it felt like they were going to have a breakup, and they were going to do the Bully Ray and whatever they were going to do with Devon. But that's not what happened. I mean, this is actually them retiring. They have a wrestling school. This is, going on the road all this time is really hard for them. So they are probably done, which would be why the rumors about Sami Zayn and Neville being a tag team might make sense, because if you lose the Dudley Boys, then Raw's tag team is very fucking gone. Like, there is nothing there besides the top three. I mean, at least they have three. SmackDown doesn't have anything. Naomi be the new... Oh, Naomi would be a cool champion because she's very talented. Like, she's really good in the ring. She's really good at fighting. She does her thing. But I don't think she's earned it yet. Like, she doesn't have enough character development to really be there. She had a run. Was it against the Bellas? Who was it? She had a run with last year. A really strong run. Before they did the whole fucking Divas Revolution, when they bring up all the actual NXT girls. But I think she had a run for the title. I just don't remember who it was with. You think the Ascension should drop the Road Warriors gimmick and just kick ass? Well, this is my thing. Like, they didn't have this Road Warriors gimmick when they were on NXT. Yeah, they wore like the color scheme, but they weren't with the padding and the weird pants. Like, if you look at old pictures, like, I'm gonna look at old pictures of when they were on NXT, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like the Ascension NXT. Like, I want to show some pictures here when they were on NXT, when they were champions. They weren't doing this Road Warriors bullshit. They just came out like this. Like, this was dumb. They came out, they whooped ass. That was it. That's who they were. Look right here. This is what they were. I don't get why, if this is what they were, why when they came up, they had to be this whole Road Warrior gimmick. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, when they did this, you guys ruined the Ascension. Making them the Road Warriors, and then also you embarrassed them by them getting beat up by every Hall of Fame tag team. Like, everybody. That one time when they went against all these, like, the NWO, DX, all these guys, the New Age Outlaws, like that, you guys ruined them. You ruined the Ascension. That was a mistake. The Ascension could have been money. Like look at these pictures. Look what they used to be. And then when they fucking debuted on SmackDown, you guys gave them whatever the fuck this was. Like, straight up ruined the Ascension. Like, it's messed up what you guys did to them. Tag team era of wrestling is dead. Demolition the Rockers. Yeah, I mean, the tag team, I don't know if it's not dead. It's just very different. Very different. SmackDown's version of the tag teams right now is more comedy. They're going with comedy acts. They're ruining the club like the same way that they ruined the Ascension. The club loses almost every rivalry they're in, same way as the Wyatts. And they're also doing a lot of comedy acts. They're not really doing much with it. What's the new Backlash pay-per-view about? I don't know. That's an open-ended question. I think it's in the teens, like the 17th or something. But they ruined the Ascension. They ruined, like, there's so, like, I've been thinking about doing a top 10 NXT gimmick or to NXT wrestlers who failed, because there's so many of them. Have you heard of the heavy metalweight? I don't know what that is. You did LO at the end, so I'm assuming it's some kind of joke, but I don't get it. I'm trying to fix this here. Ooh, I could do this. I gotta move this up. Bam. The Cruiserweight to Raw. Your thoughts? The Cruiserweights are coming to Raw. They will introduce a belt for them. That's where that Kendrick kid is going to be there. I'm assuming Norm Dar is going to be. There's going to be a lot of great wrestlers on the Cruiserweight division on the 19th of September. But if you really think about it, right? Think about the way that Raw's being booked now. The way that Raw's being booked now, how much time are the cruiserweights going to actually get? It doesn't seem like they're going to get a lot of time to do anything. I was thinking you give them like 25 to 30 minutes every Raw, and that's great enough for at least 2 amazing cruiserweight matches. But I don't know what they're going to do with Raw, honestly, with other cruiserweights. They have to introduce a championship. They have to. There's no way they don't. Like, if they don't introduce a championship, what the fuck's the point? Like, these guys are just going to fight. Oh, but I can't see this. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think the cruiserweights have to be introduced with a belt. You get a lot of guys over that way. You can also bring in a lot of talent from different divisions. The Usos will win. Probably the Usos. If the Usos win, that place will they will get booed out the building. What you think about WWE's laziness towards new title designs because the cruiserweight belt is all that's left? I don't. Well, they're going for more of a clean look. Like, they want to make sure that the titles are clean. Like, and what I mean by clean is that they look proper. And if you look at the women's title, the new title or the main title, and then both women's title and the new title, they look clean. They look crisp, and that's what they're going for. They're going for that look, because if you look at the old titles, like let me bring up the old titles, WWE Championships. Let's look at some of the old titles. If you can see, where's the old title? Like, you see like this title right here? It's got a lot going on. You know what I mean? Like, these titles have a lot going on. These new titles, it's just you see the big W, big WWE logo, bam, you know what it is. And of course, people that know wrestling everybody knows wrestling belts. But if you look at some of the titles, they like this one. Like, this is a bad women's belt because the women's part is so small. This spinner belt first of all, fucking spun, but it's just cluttered. It's hard to see. Even though they're just harder to see. Like, these new ones are bam, right there, right in front of you. The IC title is one of the oldest belts. People are gonna know that. This one, this US one has a giant. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. The US one has a giant, big ass flag on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they want to make them clean now. Like, the white straps are for the Intercontinental, even though now you have the white straps for the women's, but they're trying to make them clean, and I'm cool with that. It doesn't bother me that they're making them like these clean belts, honestly. I would love to see the hardcore belt, the European belt, because what I was thinking, right? I mean, you can't introduce a new belt on SmackDown, but for Raw, it's a 3-hour show, so I thought maybe you'd have to introduce a new belt. But if you have a main belt on Raw, or main belt on SmackDown, there's 4 belts on SmackDown. That's perfect. 1 women, 1 tag, 1 IC, 1 big one. Raw, it's a longer show, so I think Raw needs a 5th belt. They have the tag, they have the women's, they have the United States, and they also have the Universal. They need another belt. That's why that cruiserweight division has to have a belt. Like, you have to bring a belt with that, because there's going to be too many people on that roster for it not to have a belt. Let me see what else is said here. Kevin Dunn. It's really up to WWE producer Kevin Dunn now, not Stafford Foley. The belt. You talking about the belt design? The Universal title would look cool with a TNA. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the wing with wings on it would have been cool. I saw cool designs. Like, I think they should have. What they should have done is straight up, and this is going to be very lazy, but those pictures that were shown where it had where it was the title like this, but behind, like, the back of the strap was the color of your brand, and then this inner workings right here was the color. The women, very similar to the women's one. I thought that would have been perfect. SmackDown has a blue one for all of their belts, and then Raw has the red ones. It's simple, it's lazy, but it beats what the fucking Jolly Rancher belt looks like. It's just like, I'd rather have that than the Jolly Rancher belt, honestly. So, let's see what else we got here. Oh wait, this is kind of. Give me a second here. Nope, there's a lot of stuff right here. All right. We got here. It was so funny. I don't know. I'm cool with certain things, but I'm not cool with certain things. Like I said, I'm a hardcore wrestling guy. I love wrestling. I'm not like a guy that knows like all this crazy knowledge. I've just watched this since I was little, and I love movies and film. That's what this channel is, a lot based on movies and film and stuff like that. Like that's what my channel is. My channel is just everything. Like I love storytelling. I love all that stuff. So when I watch really bad wrestling, I'm like, okay, really bad in-ring wrestling is not fun to watch, but also when the shit stories are there, then what's the point of me watching wrestling? You know what I mean? Like, I want good stories, and they can be silly because wrestling is supposed to give you everything. Scary, drama, comedy, it's supposed to be everything. So when they give me good moments, and if I got good, I would rather have great matches and average stories, or great stories and average match. Like, I'd be cool with either way. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't have some great matches and then shitty story, and then some shitty matches and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to mix it up. You have to give us good stuff. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I will probably get out of here. So I'll give it a few minutes here to see if you guys have any more questions you guys want to ask. And if you guys do, I'll answer them. If you guys don't, I will get out of here and talk to you guys next week. How many titles and championships does WWE need? Is there a point where there's too many? I think 5 for... Well, I mean, you split the brand. If the brands weren't split, then there would be no problem. But the brands are split now. So you have to have 4 for SmackDown, and you have to have 5 for... At least for me, 5 for Raw. There's already... There's 9 belts now, right? Like, there's 8 belts now. But you have to, because if not, then the women on SmackDown have nothing to fight for. The tag team on SmackDown have nothing to fight for. They chose to split the tag team division and the women's division instead of making one go to one show. They chose that. So therefore, you have to have 9 belts total. Or 8 belts total. My dream is 9 so that the cruiserweights can get one. They're never bringing back the hardcore belt. I thought they might have brought back the European belt since we had so many foreign wrestlers on the roster, but that's going away. Who do you think is returning? Goldberg? Dear God, I hope not. Melina, Mickie James. Melina's a good wrestler. Mickie James was never a great wrestler. She was fine. I mean, she was all right, but Goldberg isn't a great wrestler. Well, he wasn't a great wrestler back then. I doubt he's any better now. The rumors about him and Brock, although would have been exciting in the moment and I would have marked the fuck out, that match would have been awful. Like, what would that match be? Goldberg spearing Brock and Brock doing suplexes? Like, that's one boring ass match. Like, I don't want to see that at all. Honestly, like, I don't know what that would be. That'd be fucking boring. So I think Melina should show up, and I think Melina should go to SmackDown. That way you have 7 women on SmackDown. You give it some depth. You allow for secondary stories to be told. Because this is my thing. It's a 2-hour show. If they cut down on some of the commercials, you can tell decent stories. You know what I mean? Like, you can have 1 to 2 tag teams, like, stories, 1 to 2 women's stories, and then 3 to 4 of the other stories. You know what I mean? Like, you can fill that in 1 hour. What happens is that they get lost in the shuffle when they start doing this management stuff and all this behind the scenes stuff and the KFC segment and so many segments and then so much rehash. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many moments where you're like, what are you guys doing? Like, why is there just... You guys are wasting so much time. Goldberg is a star, but very limited with moves. Yes, Goldberg is a... I mean, he's a... I don't know if he's a star. I mean, yeah, he's a star. He's a name. But if you've watched that, the Monday Night Wars thing, like, Goldberg was bad, man. He did one thing. He came in, he speared you, he beat you up, he went away. That's what Goldberg did. He never put on great moves. Goldberg, I think, had like 3 moves total. Like, people yell about Roman sucking in the ring, and Roman's actually a good wrestler. Like, Roman's actually a decently good wrestler. Goldberg is not a good wrestler. Who needs a better gimmick, and who needs to flip heel or face? Who needs a better gimmick? On SmackDown, I was saying that Carmella needed one. She's got it. Who needs to flip heel or face? Ziggler needs to flip heel. Actually, let's look at the roster right now, and I'll tell you guys straight up. And hopefully this isn't boring you guys because this is literally just conversation. But let's look at the Raw. Let's look at the superstars, and I'll tell you right now who I think. If I skip through them, that's because I don't think they need to be. Wait, how do you look at the roster? What the fuck is this? Oh, here we go. Oh my god, there's so many wrestlers now. So Apollo Crews needs another gimmick. I'm not cool with the "I'm happy to be here" gimmick. So we need to switch that up a little bit. What else we got here? Bo Dallas needs to join his brother. Maybe they should be tag team on SmackDown. That'd be kind of cool, but Bo's on Raw. Cesaro needs to be anywhere else because he's being wasted. Another gimmick. Curtis Axel doesn't have a gimmick. Darren Young, I was not happy with his whole Bob Backlund thing. Then I got happy with it, and now I fucking hate it. Like, it's fucking a waste. Ziggler goes heel. Hopefully Emma returns. Breezango and Breezango, I think, is doing a pretty decent job. Jack Swagger apparently still on the roster. Didn't know that. I mean, the dream is John Cena going heel, but that's never gonna happen. Kalisto wasn't even on SmackDown. He's on SmackDown. Every time he's on SmackDown, he's getting beat up by Baron Corbin. The club needs to stop with the comedy bullshit and just be whooping ass. Natalia's good as a heel. I think she's doing a good job. Paige is on suspension. I don't know what they're going to do with her. Roman going heel isn't obvious. Everybody wants Roman to go heel. It makes sense. Sheamus is there. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Titus. So this is my thing with Titus on Raw this week. He seemed very uncomfortable. Titus seemed so uncomfortable on Raw this week. As I was watching it, I'm like, man, dude, are you just that uncomfortable being a heel? And also, I don't know why you would want to make him a heel when he is like the dad of the year guy, the guy that everybody, like, all the kids love. You know what I mean? He goes to all the kid stuff. He loves the kids. You know what I mean? I don't know why you would want to make him a heel. Why you would make him a heel anyway? Like, Darren Young, what I thought was going to happen with the story was that Darren Young was going to, like, lose control so often that Bob Backlund was going to, like, have to back off. Like, oh my God, like, he's going crazy. And Darren Young would turn out to be the bad guy in the scenario because his triggers get pushed and he loses control. But no, they didn't do that. They just kind of, I don't know what the fuck they're doing right now. Like, Titus was on TV doing nothing. Oh, wow, Tyson Kidd is still being paid. Yeah, but that's the roster. There's not else I can look there. Let's see what we got here. Where am I? Goldberg versus Regal. Oh no, I've seen that match, dude. That's a horrible fucking match. Goldberg is really bad. AJ cute, but just eye candy. I like AJ. I don't know. Oh, you talking about AJ Lee? Oh, AJ Lee's amazing. I think you're talking about AJ Styles. I'm like, AJ Styles is a fucking beast. And also, AJ Lee is a beast in the ring. Like, he's really good. I don't know why you think she's just eye candy. Hey, maybe Bo should change his name and be like Bray. No, Bo should be with Bray. They're brothers. And how cool of a story would it be if, like, Bray kept losing, and he keeps losing with, like, his members, but he actually gets his brother, and then that's when he becomes, like, this dominant force with his brother. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a tag team out of it. You can do some things with it. Instead, where's Bo Dallas? Like, I haven't seen Bo Dallas on TV in fucking, like, 2-3 weeks, and I saw him in the thing today, or, like, on the internet, they were saying that he's going to be the guy going against the dude from China that they just signed. What's the point of that, honestly? Like, what's the point? Doesn't make any sense. Adds nothing to it. Let's see how long we've been here. So I don't want to make this crazy long. All right, so I'll be on for like maybe another 1 or 2 minutes, just because it's going on 40 minutes. So if you guys don't have any more questions, it's cool. If you guys do, make sure you guys ask them before I get out of here, and I'll make sure to answer them if I see them. If I don't, just hit me guys back. I'll be back up at this again next week on Monday, doing Raw and then SmackDown as well on the next day. Maybe I'll create some type of show later on. Hello, Catherine. Wait, Katrina? Is that what your name is? Yeah, so if you guys have any questions before I get out of here, did he even get drafted? If Bo Dallas? Yeah, he got drafted. They did it on the network. He got drafted like really late. Him and Curtis Axel was the last pick, and Bo was somewhere before that. So, but yeah, like, where's Bo? Where is Bo? Like, where is Bo? Like I actually liked the Bo Leave thing, but like they squashed it. They did nothing with it. I don't be real with you. I don't love Nikki Bella. I'm not a fan of Nikki Bella. I think she's an average wrestler at best, average, and that's giving her something. And she's getting a lot of push because she's with John Cena, and that's what I honestly believe. I know people don't believe that, but I really believe that Nikki is the reason that the divas were divas. Like, you know what I mean? Like like she was a diva, like total diva. Like that's what they were. They won the Divas contest. They became this big thing. They're the highest paid female wrestlers on the roster. Those are all things that to me are a joke. Like I can't believe it. I'm like, these are. I get it. They're gorgeous and they're pretty, but to me, there's prettier girls on the roster, and I want my female wrestlers to wrestle, to be decent on the mic, to give me decent story. I actually preferred Brie over Nikki. But that's just me though. WWE Martial Arts International Tag Titles, Women's Tag Titles. Why would Harlan? Why I don't get why you would want to introduce new tag titles. Our women's tag titles would have been cool, but they don't work now. There's not enough women. There's 6 women on each roster, maybe 7. That's not enough for tag titles. And then WWE Martial Arts. Is that just what because of that whole TNA thing? Is that who's doing it? TNA? Is that doing that whole 3-round shit? Is that what they think? Or you think they're doing it? What do you think of SmackDown and Raw entrance stage? Shouldn't they be different? Tonight's SmackDown stage was different, actually. Let me see if I think I got a picture somewhere on my Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. Like SmackDown stage was very different. See if I can find it here. Because I tweeted something. This is my Twitter in case you guys are interested. Yeah, see the SmackDown stage. Oh, maybe I didn't tweet it. Interesting. Man, I thought I put a Twitter about the stage, but the stage was different. It looked different. It had like monitors and stuff. But I guess I don't have it here. But yeah, it looked. Let me see. If there's be pictures. Let me see some of these pictures. If I can go through these pictures, then I'll find how the stage looks for you guys. Let's go through these. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, so there was monitors. All right, maybe with Bray it'll be easier to see. Now, I don't know if this was like a layover from SummerSlam, but I don't think SmackDown was in the same arena as SummerSlam. Fuck. Well, they don't have it, but yeah, but there was like, it looked different. It was a very different look, so. But then, what do you think? If it was different, then weren't they in different cities though? Like they weren't in the Barclays, like they weren't in the same city, right? Were they? I don't even know. Maybe they were in the same around the same city. I didn't think they were. Let's see. Nope. SmackDown and Raw. Maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't notice it. I thought SmackDown had one different, and I thought Raw had one different, but I don't really get the stages that often. I mean, it'd be cool if they brought back the fists, you know what I mean? But, I mean, that's what it is. But all right, guys, make sure that if you guys want, you guys follow me on Twitter. It's at GeekedOutSteven. At GeekedOutNation is the website that, my website that I created. At GeekedOutSteven is my own personal one. So make sure if you guys want to tweet at me, ask me questions there. I'll definitely answer if you guys ask them. And like I said, I'll be back next week, and I'll be back on for Raw, and then I'll be back for SmackDown. I've been thinking about doing a show either like on Saturdays where I'm going through the news, very similar to this, maybe a different color scheme. Calling it like the Dirt Sheet or Dirt Sheets or something. So I don't know. Maybe if you guys are interested in that, you guys can tweet at me. Let me know if you guys would like to see me talk about some more of the newsy stuff. But as always, guys, hopefully you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with me. But I will talk to you guys later. Peace.